Man, we are live. Okay, usually I have like a countdown. I just did not even see it at all. So, hello everybody. I'm here with a good friend of mine. We are going to talk a little bit today about a couple different things. Actually, I liked the little blurb about yourself that you sent me because it's something interesting that I really wanted to talk about is the online tools that you kind of help people use and get acquainted to and just kind of cut through all of the the quote BS for helping especially online entrepreneurs. um, First and foremost, can you give us a little bit of background about yourself and kind of fill some of the viewers in on exactly who you are and what you do?
Sure. My name is Stacia Kennedy.
Not
Um,
Stacia.
yeah. There is actually a section in Facebook where it actually show you how to pronounce my name. And I think I even did a video on how to pronounce my name.
Did you really?
Yeah. There's actually a lot of us out there, Stacias. I get some horrible pronunciations. But anyways, I coin myself as your online marketing expert. I know there's a lot of people who coin themselves as experts, but I really love digging into the new tools and just I highly just have this philosophy of learn, do, teach. I've been in the real estate space now for almost maybe about 8 years. I started off when Facebook just kind of like started. It kind of just opened up to the, everyone else, the public, as they say, because it was just for, you know, college students. And when it opened up, I had just started my own business probably a few years prior to that, and became, in a direct sales marketing aspect, it actually in real estate. And my mentors taught me how to prospect, and it was all about the 3-foot rule and talking to anybody and everyone that you can that's in front of you within 3 feet of you.
Yeah.
But then I found like there was a better way to network and going to events. And then I was like, well, I might as well create my own events and network with people. And I was able to basically network my way into one of the most awesomest jobs that I created for myself for a real estate broker developer. He's an entrepreneur, really an inspirational speaker. He coins himself kind of the Vietnamese Oprah of real estate. And
Oprah.
yeah, kind of, yeah. So he's kind of a in between Dave Ramsey and talking about financial literacy, and then in between that and Robert Kiyosaki in real estate. His name's Stacia, by the way, so you can look him up. He is a big influencer in the real estate space. So I started doing Facebook marketing and social media for him, and the way I got his attention was through doing videos. I've actually recorded him at an event. I filmed him speaking at a nonprofit event, and I just loved his message. And then I posted it on Facebook and tagged him, and he was like, "How did you do that? I need someone to do that for me all the time." And I literally just was like, okay, sure. I would love to as Tony Robbins always says as well too, like you want to be able to see, duplicate what other people are doing, right? Duplicate someone else's success. Success leaves clues, right? So I just was like, I'll do whatever to work, under you and learn what you're doing. And then he put me in front of the best coaches and mentors to help him grow his business. I grew his business to a multi-million-dollar real estate business. And then fast forward, I decided I was done with Seattle. That's where I used to live for about 18 years. And me and my husband, we're tired of the rain, and we were like, we got to get out of here. I'm originally from Hawaii. And then 2 years ago, we moved down to San Diego. We just packed up everything, put everything in our truck, moved down here. And that's where I'm at now.
How do you feel about the digital nomad lifestyle? Do you think you'll ever jump on that boat?
Oh, yes, definitely. That is a dream of mine. And that's really, we're getting closer to that, and that's why one of the things I was telling you, I'm like, I'm still at my day job. So I actually work for a real estate hedge fund. But my ultimate goal, or my ultimate dream and my husband's dream is to totally go nomad. So crazy. I mean, to kind of backwards. When I first met him, actually, we met through networking.
Okay.
And one of the first questions I like to ask people lots of questions, but one of the first things I asked him was like, if life was perfect, what would you be doing right now? And he said, oh, I'd be living on a beach somewhere. And then later on, after we met, he was like, well, a few days later, he's like, when I answered that, I didn't really, think it through, or maybe it was a superficial kind of answer. And I go, no, it's possible. Like, it is possible, and we'll be there one day. And there's no, you shouldn't be embarrassed about that, because, obviously at some point it's like, well, what do you do, right? If you sit on the beach all day, what else can you do? There's got to be more to life. And sure, there could be. And that's why, when you find your passion, you can do it from anywhere. So anyways, so fast forward, I still, do online marketing and affiliate marketing consulting. I've started working with this hedge fund about 8 months ago, and I love doing that, but eventually I will replace myself there and move on. I do have a older son who is 17 years old, and I have a daughter who's 21 months. Actually.
Kind of opposite ends of the spectrum a little bit.
Totally opposite. And so one of the things I've kind of been waiting for, in evolving in life, is for him to go off to college. And then my husband and I are going to take the baby and go like live nomad style.
There you go. Yeah, I could totally see you doing that. So that's why I wanted to ask you about that. Yeah. And it's funny because I've gotten that question too. I've asked myself that question. Actually, I had a college professor at one point, and the very first thing I remember him asking was, if life was perfect and money didn't matter, what would you be doing with your life? And I think it's such an important question, because if you do remove money, we're so intertwined with currency, and you utilizing it to basically make it day to day, it kind of takes us away from possible passions that we might have in our lives. So when you asked that, it kind of got the ball rolling in my own head, and it sent me on this journey of my own, where I kind of wanted to emulate exactly what I wanted to do minus the money. And that's kind of the cool thing about digital marketing and affiliate marketing, anything online really, is you have the possibility to go digital nomad and live on a beach somewhere. Actually, I'm planning my Bali escape right now. I'm getting out of here. so it's definitely an exciting and real possibility for.
And if you really think about it, it's so cheap to live in other countries, and it's really all about making a decision. Like, I could totally go nomad right now, and it's really just a shift in my mindset and in my husband and making that decision. It's really about just making a decision. We could go pretty much and get rid of everything and live nomad. It's really just a decision.
And it's a little more complicated with a older son and a 20-month-old.
Yeah. You also have to just, that's one of the things. It's like you think about like where you at in life, and it's really not just me, right? It's not me. If I was by myself, sure, but like I have a 17-year-old who wants to have some kind of stability and not really want to, obviously we could travel here and there and make, short trips and this and that. But sometimes it's that critical time in these kids' lives where they just, need one place to stay and have some kind of stability. But with the younger one, I think, she's only 21 months and she has no choice but to follow us around, but that she'll be used to it. Right. And then it'd be really cool to just teach her all what the world is really like, and go and experience those things. Cause it's all about experiences.
It is. It really is. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And you know what, you bring up something that I want to ask you about, because I know there's a lot of, mompreneurs out there who are, I don't know how you do it, especially who are not only raising a child, but they're also working a full-time job, and then on top of that somehow managing to try to find time to build something for themselves as well. So what would your advice be to any of the single moms out there who are looking to build something for themselves?
You know, I used to be a single mom. So I like literally my husband and I only got married. I've only been married for 2.5 years. So I used
Oh,
to be a single mom. And so I'm definitely down with that single mom hustle. And I think my advice is really just to, um, I don't know, it's you find something that you're really passionate about and just make it happen, make it whatever you need to do. um and it's really about the kids, right? And actually, just being an example, I brought him to my meetings, I brought him to like every event. And so he grew up, and it was a great positive environment for him to be around really awesome people that were making stuff happen. And that's what I love about going to masterminds, going to events. And so whether he likes it or not, I think he has this entrepreneurial mindset. But sometimes when you're in front of something all the time too, as a kid, you kind of start trying to rebel against it. But I guess my advice to single moms is to, just kind of prioritize. I, even though I'm not a single mom now, I still wake up like super early. Like I wake up, and my husband actually still drives Uber in the morning. And he actually gets up at like 4, maybe like 3:30 in the morning, drives Uber. So I like wake up a little bit. Huh?
so he's a hustler too.
Yeah, he's definitely a hustler. And then I get up a little bit after he gets up, and about 4 o'clock, and I work on my online business for a couple hours before I go to my day job at 9. And I even try to fit in a workout too.
You're a beast. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So ultimately, it just kind of boils down to if you want it, you can do it. You just have to kind of make the time.
Yeah, you just have to make the time. One of my mentors and I talk to her pretty frequently. One of my coaches, and I was like, actually, I just interviewed Rachel S. Lee. You guys might want to watch that interview. But basically,
we actually did an interview like a week ago. Awesome.
Good,
yeah.
Good. She's awesome. So she's like one of my mentors too. And like I was like, can you do this online thing in 2 hours a day? Because I literally like spend probably way more than 2 hours a day, but that's because I'm a little bit more advanced. But if you're a beginner, it's all about that learn, do, teach, right? And she really broke it out in 2 hours, like 30 minutes of learning, another 30 minutes of doing, another 30 minutes of teaching. And then, really just breaking the time and just being really consistent, I think that's what's really important in this business is being consistent, because too many people just drop the ball.
Right. That's a very good point. And I think for a lot of online entrepreneurs, it really is pretty much that. And the big thing with that also is when you're learning, it's one thing to learn, but then when you actually get to the do part of the learn, do, teach, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall on your face. You're going to fail. And I think we get kind of paralyzed by that fear of possibly failing. So we just kind of continue to learn. I know there's actually a couple of people in this group alone who talk to me about that. They learn and learn and learn, but they don't actually ever really put it to use because they're so afraid. That intrinsic fear of failure is just, it's very real.
Yeah.
And
I would totally, like, I was just on a coaching call this morning too. I just highly recommend people to just feel the fear and do it anyway, because you never know. There's so many times in my business where I created a page or I created a system and I would never have known it didn't work, or there was missing a button or something if I didn't run that test. If I didn't run that test, I wouldn't have known. And then now I know, and I can tweak it and change it and add it, and gets better. And I think that's what the highly successful entrepreneurs out there all do in any business. They just keep failing. And I mean, Edison, who created the light bulb, like failed like millions of times, right? And now we all have electricity. So
awesome quote by him too. I think it's something I'll butcher it, but I think it's something along the lines of, when I asked about how many times I failed, I didn't tell anyone I failed 999 times. I found 999 ways not to make a light bulb work. Some people are very, very optimistic.
Yeah.
Well, let's get kind of back onto the topic of I like the mompreneur thing and how to kind of get the ball rolling for a lot of people who are struggling with just starting. I think that's the hardest part, right? Is just getting out of the blocks. So what would your possible suggestions, because I know you talk a lot about these online tools that people can use to get started. Do you have any recommendations or advice on tools to, especially for the mompreneurs who are just looking to get started? Where would you suggest they start? What tools should they possibly use, etc.?
Well, I 100% love ClickFunnels. So, and I think any business, and I think you're a big advocate as well too, but any business needs to build a list. You need to build a list. You need to have a software to help you build that list. I think people forget about that in a lot of different businesses. There's 3 types of traffic out there. There's traffic you own, traffic that you control, and traffic that you don't control. And you're putting stuff all out there on social media and stuff like that. You can't control who comes across, just kind of organically, just people find your stuff, or unless you're really smart and you do really good SEO and all that stuff. And the traffic that you can control is the amount of money you pay for advertising. And not a lot of us have the money to do that. But those are the 2 things that coincide together that'll pull into your list. And once you have people on your list, you can sell them pretty much anything.
Let's break that down, just because I know there's people watching who aren't 100% even very familiar with what a list is. So tell us a little bit more about that. What is a list exactly?
Okay. So hold on.
I know I'm getting like very, very basic with it.
Yeah,
or maybe like one of your lists, like and how you utilize it.
Sorry, there's feedback. I can hear myself, and it was like messing me up.
I know. I just had that too, and I almost got a seizure.
Okay, so in any business, if you're in network marketing or if you're in real estate, people normally, what is the first thing you do in business? They say, make a list of all your friends and all your family. And those are the people you're going to reach out for referrals. Well, what I love about online marketing and affiliate marketing and what you and I do is that you don't need to make that list. You can make a list. You can have an email list where you actually put some content in front of the right people that you want to attract, your target audience, and get them to enter their name and email address in exchange for the value you're offering. Okay.
Which and so that's normally referred to as a lead magnet.
Right. So that's why I love ClickFunnels, because I think in all businesses, you've got to have a product or a software. If you're not techie at all, this is going to be your life-saving grace. I mean, 5-10 minutes, you have a page up there, and all you do is focus on providing value and tell people where to go to get your free offer, your little freebie, your little lead magnet.
And that's what I love talking about Rachel Lee, because she actually was the first person who really even convinced me of the power of ClickFunnels. Prior to that, I've done nothing but affiliate niche blogging. That's kind of where I've made, I guess, my success has been specifically in that. So that would, I guess, be kind of categorized under the traffic that you control, right? Or the traffic you own, excuse me.
That's where you gotta own the traffic.
And I didn't really fully even understand that you could make money in such a unique way, like through ClickFunnels. And I actually see how she utilizes her lead magnets in offering different funnel opportunities. I just saw one today, and it's really interesting, and it is the power of ClickFunnels, and something I'm getting very turned on to lately.
Good. Yeah, so I've been doing affiliate marketing online for a long time. And I just think, but my strategy was off. Like I literally had things all over the place and I didn't have an organization. I didn't have a plan. I would do my demo videos on YouTube, put an affiliate link in the description. But then I came across a video by a blogger, a niche blogger named, John Chow. You might know him.
Yep.
And John Chow had this video and he's like, you're missing the boat. If you're not building your list, if you're sending people direct to Amazon.com or whatever, they're capturing your leads and you can't sell to them over and over them. Again, they've got them on your on their list. So I was like, well, okay, I got to fix all of my old videos and all my captured things and make it so that they have to opt in first and then they get to the affiliate, link, to my affiliate link, and then take it even further. What makes you different from all the other affiliates that are out there? You got to give them some big bonuses, and that's also what I learned from a lot of people out there. They're giving like crazy bonuses, and like, I got to make myself different. I got to, be able to offer more value and say, hey, you're gonna buy my link because I trained you on how to use this.
And that goes back to the learn, do, teach method. When you kind of can harness the all this knowledge and put it to use, people will naturally also start to look at you as an authority figure. And that in itself is an awesome bonus that you can offer to people for your affiliate programs that you're doing.
Yeah. And then when you get to, not to go way too overhead, when you start becoming an expert too, you can start creating your own products and maybe offering your own coaching programs where you're getting 100% of the income and not just affiliate commissions.
Are you offering anything like that currently? Just for anyone out there who might be interested in what you're doing, because I know you have a vast background of digital information.
Thanks. Yeah, I do have, but it's very, limited amount of time. There's only so much time in the world, but
you're waking up at 4 a.m. and
that I have, right? Yeah. It's very limited. So, people can go to staciakennedy.com and maybe get a free coaching call and see if there's a good fit for us, but to work together further. But most of my stuff, I like to just do a lot of value in my group too. I have a group similar to yours. It's called The Art of Affiliate Marketing because I'm kind of an artist and I just think there's totally an art to this game we play.
There absolutely is. I totally agree with that. Yeah, 100%. And if you want to, after we get off of this, or if you can, now I'm not 100% on what you can do from your end, feel free to drop a link also in the comments for anybody who's interested in checking that out. I think the more you expand your knowledge of this through multiple groups, the better, more well-rounded idea of what it is that affiliate marketers or digital marketing is. So definitely check out Stacia's group. And I definitely think that affiliate marketing is one of the most difficult but simultaneously easiest things you can do, because people ask all the time, what is affiliate marketing? They don't fully understand it. Like a lot of people will kind of equate it to network marketing. A lot of people think it's network marketing. And
right.
No, not really.
Yeah, not really. No, it's just referring people to awesome products that you use really it covers my entire marketing, budget, right? Because you're maybe you have another business, maybe you want to be able to cover all the costs. These tools, everything that I buy, I just go down to the bottom of the website and see if they have an affiliate program. Because if I'm buying it to solve a problem, I'm sure there's tons of other people who are just like me, and they want to, want that tool as well too. So why not get it your cost for the tool covered? At least, start there.
Right.
And going back to your, the mompreneur thing that I kind of just had a thought about it is that I kind of include my kids. I always share with my son like what he could be doing. He actually does video editing, montage editing for video gamers.
Wow, that's awesome. That's a great idea.
Yeah, so it's really awesome. I'm so proud of him, and so I think he kind of got that passion from me, because I also, I actually have a degree in graphic design. I went to the Art Institute of Seattle, but really I didn't learn anything there. I felt like I had to watch tutorials. I mean, you can learn everything on YouTube tutorials.
It's so funny you say that, because I feel the exact same way, because I also got my degree in graphic design from an online program called Sessions College of Design. And I feel like I learned so much more from like YouTube videos and like udemy.com and skillshare.com. So I think there's kind of maybe even a lesson in that. Kind of use the resources that you have on hand through the internet, because I think there's a lot more value sometimes, especially when your degree is costing you how much money. And we actually, I'll break off from that for a second. Somebody asked, there's always someone who knows more than you. When should you consider yourself an expert? And I think that kind of goes back to kind of establishing yourself as an authority just in the eyes of the people who are watching you, because even that alone really kind of helps establish and sets you apart a little bit. And do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Sure. My husband is a phenomenal like guy in fitness. Like, I literally was like, this kind of sort of off topic, but I was like almost 200 pounds, and he helped me learn how to eat clean, and I lost like 50 pounds. And he's just like the fitness guru. Like, I think he's just like, he knows a lot about fitness, but he still doesn't have confidence in himself. And sometimes he's like, well, I just don't, there's so many other people who know more than me. Right. But like he just said in that statement, there's always going to be someone who knows more than you, but you know more than someone else. I mean, literally after you watch a YouTube video or anything, you're the expert. Now you know more than someone else does.
Right.
And nobody knows it. So just act as if, right? You act as if. That's kind of my advice.
And even going back to learn, do, teach. I think kind of exactly what you just said. You don't have to truly be. I think the word expert is kind of subjective, because just like that comment said, there always will be somebody who knows more than you. But then, like you said, you might know more than somebody else. And knowledge is power. So as long as you continually are learning, the word expert is just kind of a self-applied, or somebody applied it to you. It doesn't really mean a whole lot.
I love that knowledge is power, because that kind of spins into what I always tell people is that we all have three resources: time, money, and knowledge. But we all have different amounts. I mean, we all have 24 hours in a day, but it depends on like how you leverage your time, right? And then knowledge, we all have some kind of knowledge about something. We're all an expert on something. Some people might have more knowledge than you do, but maybe you go and leverage someone else's knowledge. And some people have more money than you, but maybe you have more time and you can leverage someone else's money, So we all have those three things. We just have more or little or less of it than other people, but you can always find someone who has a little bit more time or money or knowledge, and you might have more knowledge and time than someone else. So I just think that people kind of use those things as objections, but there's always ways. If you have a will, if there's a will, there's a way.
I love what you just said, and I'm going to actually go back and watch this later and rewatch what you just said, because that was awesome.
Yeah.
Very, very articulated.
And to go back, sorry, I kind of feel like I'm jumping around, but I really want to share with the mompreneurs out there, because I like that you're bringing that as I want to be an example to the mompreneurs out there, and it makes it more real too when you're an influencer like me, or if you're doing videos. Actually, I have fun not only being an example for my kids, but actually it's kind of funny when they show up on your live streams, and it actually makes it more interesting. I think when they jump on and my daughter's like, having fun or smiling. I have a couple of training videos that I just did, and she just woke up from a nap and she was just like, but then she like waved at the end to the camera. So I think that'll be a lot fun for people to watch.
Absolutely. Interruption 101.
So don't worry about them being in interruption, or if the dog barks in an interview, or they start coming out, out of the corner. It makes it more fun, guys.
It absolutely. And guys, if anybody wants to ask anything after we get off here, I want to let you get back to your family. I know we're kind of. I'll let you go. But if anyone has any questions or comments for Stacia, just drop it in the comments below, and I'm sure she would love to get back to you, or just join her group. She'll leave a link for you in the comments as well, and you can ask her questions directly. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I know you're very busy and you're very pressed for time, so I'm really glad you got to get on with me and everybody and talk a little bit about this, especially the mompreneur stuff, because
thank you.
I'm a big advocate for that. So
thanks so much.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. If you watch the recap later, feel free to drop comments and questions. Talk to you later, guys.